Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's time for a little Star Trek Lower Deck, specifically the second half of Season 5 as we begin with Episode 6 of Gods and Angles. Friends, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time we go live with any of our sci-fi content. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to once again board the USS Cerritos as we travel through the stars with this fantastic crew and this wonderful writing team as we watch Season 5, Episode 6 of Gods and Angles. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go!
We have been hosting peace talks between its inhabitants, the orbs and the cubes. The orbs and the cubes have been at war since their home nebulas collided over a century ago.
Oh, there's Kayshawn.
Brokering peace will require some complex diplomacy. And that's not the only problem I have to deal with today.
What the hell is this?
Got it! Who said I couldn't stack 100 pieces of circular furniture onto a single sled?
I did. And it wasn't a challenge, it was an order.
This bad boy could hold a friggin' neutron star!
It doesn't seem that way.
We're gonna laugh about this later.
Who is this, and why is she wearing a laurel? We're in the credits. Oh, who feels it? I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that is trying to be in the moment here in episode 6 of season 5, but we know full well that we only got 7, 8, and 9, and 10 left. So I know, bummer. Why don't I bum everybody out? Hey everybody, show up for the reaction video, stay for the bumming out. What do y'all think? Do you think that this is the question then. When do we see the Cerritos crew again? Is it in some type of animation, or do we see them in live action? Like, do we see Tawny Newsome and Jack Quaid again before we see their animated, doppelgangers? I'm very curious to what you think. Like, are these characters like forever done with animation? And when they show up again, it'll be in the live action?
Now the orbs are complaining about all the edges. Now how the hell am I supposed to get rid of edges? You have any idea how many edges are on a starship?
A lot of edges.
She disregards my orders, breaks everything she touches, and I think she's stealing my kettlebells to mess with me. I can't make gains without my bells!
What? Ensign Ollie has just transferred from the Reseda due to some sort of electrical fire and...
Ollie.
And that whole crew's reformed Maquis. They're nasty. Whoa, she's a demigod?
That's not Starfleet terminology.
Demigod?
Ollie's the descendant of the psychokinetic being that presented itself as Zeus.
Didn't Kirk kick their asses? I thought they all went off and became one with the wind or whatever.
Really? So this was like the Apollo type of...
I assume this was her last chance at Starfleet.
People can change if you let them. I'm proof.
You just grabbed my pad to access information above your clearance.
Come on, Mom.
Oh, now it's Mom, not Carol, not Captain.
Fine, but if she so much as sneezes at a cube or an orb, she'll be one with the wind just like a pawpaw.
It's like her pawpaw.
Starting now.
Starting now.
Starting now.
Right. We've got to do something about this beard, everybody.
You mind if I grab the power cell from your pad since you're always using that alt-universe one anyway?
Alt-universe? Good joke. We got a real Ronald B. Moore over here.
I could tell because the bevel is 3.7% deeper.
Also, it's red.
Oh yeah.
Dang it.
He didn't even notice the color.
If I copy him, then maybe I can be cool too.
Okay, sure. Or you could just be yourself.
Yes, exactly.
I find you cool, Boimler.
Beard Boimler and Dr. Talana became pals. She even gave him a nickname, Flip.
She did? Dang, he is a cooler Boimler.
Yes.
Invited Flip to her exclusive Bridge Crew book club. That's the end game.
What does a book club have to do with captaining?
Apparently everything.
This is like the sports almanac from Back to the Future. You're trying to fit things into, what you think is supposed to happen.
Mariner, you are in your old bunk.
Yes, thank God, Talin.
I assume she would have been removed from duty after the turbo lift incident, or the replicator incident, or the phaser
Out
incident.
of my way, blue guy. Same for you.
You were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago.
I was testing this mini tractor beam and I must have lost track of time.
You appear to have solved the unit's compression stability problems.
Yep. So now I can stack crates without having to move. I used to be an engineer, but apparently I was a hazard to the officers around me.
That's right. You try to think outside the box, and they try to push you back in.
Everybody's hurt in the background.
One of the lead Cube's kids is acting up, locked themselves in their quarters. We're supposed to get it out and show it a good time.
We're babysitting? Ugh, that sucks.
Locked you out.
Computer, override door controls, authorization Mariner 53.
Oh, well, that worked.
What the hell? He trashed the place.
Or he's dead. Damn.
Scans say this is photonic residue.
You don't have to be Dixon Hill to see that some bad went down in here.
I actually think I know that Dixon Hill reference. Isn't that Picard's, like, alter ego? I'm probably wrong, but...
Maybe Quadrilon just had an energy cold and sneezed on the walls.
Scans couldn't locate him, Captain. Rajik, when he fell in the chasm.
He's dead.
So where's the vid screen they were using?
She's right. It's missing.
We actually hear Shax and Kayshawn talk.
My team will search for the computer.
No, I can't have security running around raising suspicions.
How about us? Mariner and I are low status enough to fly under the radar.
I wouldn't.
Well. Dandy!
Oh, if we get some Ferengi blood, we'll have an entire rainbow.
Yeah, a rainbow of death. This stuff's riddled with viruses.
I've always wanted to learn, medical stuff.
No, off.
Fuck off.
I think you mean how flipping stupid it is.
What's wrong with Boimler?
Yeah, just the usual stuff.
It is. It is literally just the usual stuff.
I guess it's time for me to leave. Like this. Oh, medicine!
All the viruses.
Nice going, f***o. You just hyper-sprayed yourself with untested anesthetic.
I think that is a medical emergency now. Mission accomplished.
Don't look at me, I'm not glowing!
Oh, is that like being naked?
Yes!
I like the towels.
It's called a laurel. It doesn't come off. It's a bioluminescent construct I inherited from my stupid ancestors.
Awesome.
Ugh. Rondis, I want to apologize for the intrusion.
You witnessed me at my dullest. Do you know how humiliating that is?
Witnessed me at my dullest.
Sounds like you really hate them.
No, the cubes are weird, but I support an end to hostilities.
We saw your anti-cube rants, murderer!
What?
I planned on destroying that propaganda in a display of solidarity.
Yeah, right. You couldn't square the thought of making peace, so you iced a cube.
I can see why Ollie has been kicked off of every place.
All that flip practicing was so easy with the gravity turned down.
Does this have anything to do with that alt universe pad you're always secretly reading? Way wider bevel.
It's red!
Oh, yeah.
They're all looking at the bevel. What the?
That's why I need to speak her language.
Cation?
Cursing!
Oh, God.
Nothing. What's crapping in with you?
What did you just call me?
I like the ear.
Why aren't you swearing?
How about this?
Oh, my God.
Oh, guys, help me!
Basic. I will you up.
Oh, my God. Boimler, that's probably the absolute worst it could have gone.
It's not a leaf hat, it's a laurel, and all I'm saying is somebody murdered a cube and it wasn't one of us. Everyone knows we can more easily search for that melted computer.
Yeah, what's she's sandbagging.
Your kid is missing too?
Perhaps they are the murderers. How dare you!
We got a Romeo and Juliet situation.
I am sick of these lying, disgustingly rounded arms. Yeah!
Oh. Oh, dear. Jesus. Yeah, we have a Montague and Capulet situation. Once again, the Cerritos getting Swiss cheesed. Oh yeah, around the warp core. That's a absolutely capital idea.
You'll do anything to stop me from finding it, won't you?
What does that mean? Hey, that's my locker. It's just full of ancient robes and Italy.
Is it?
The computer! I got to Quadrilon's quarters early because I thought that's where we were meeting. I saw the crime scene and panicked. I'm not exactly popular, plus with the electrical damage, someone would blame me and my powers.
Your powers?
Of course I have powers! Ugh. My grandfather was Zeus! My power just sucks.
Oh.
I hid my power so people wouldn't be scared of me, like a Q or something.
Well, to be fair, Qs are more annoying than scary. We still have a mystery to solve and a war to stop.
How?
You might actually have to use those crappy powers.
What? Mariner, I don't want—
Well, tough shit, Ollie. Now you gotta make this right. So, soup up or whatever the hell your powers do. Oh my God, awesome. They got shields.
This is your chance, all right? Just like we talked about. Can you do this?
I don't know!
Ollie, I believe in you.
Ollie's gonna step out and just get immediately destroyed.
It's working! You're doing great!
Dear God. Oh, lightning bolt to the butthole.
In the war?
Consider
Did I end the war?
orbs ovulate!
Are they gonna form like one big orb and one big cube?
You know what? It's just a bigger orb and a bigger cube. They're not creative at all.
Dear God. Could you maybe like not have the Cerritos in the middle of this shit?
Oh, this is all my fault!
No, it's not. You did your best.
It is.
Wait! I'm so stupid!
Stupid about what? Ollie!
Quick. I have to perform an emergency rectumectomy.
Get off my bridge.
Hey, I know Ollie and I shit the bed, but
Why did we shit the bed?
Wait! I can reconfigure the ship's tractor beam so that it'll work on a photonic signature!
Tractor beams are for tractoring!
I can direct an electromagnetic—
I like how Mariner's kicking.
And charge our shield at the same time.
But are you saying that'll work?
Billups is saying exactly that, Carol.
What angle trickery is this? It's not us! We're being affected too!
Wow. So are they all naked or dead?
What's going on here?
I knew it.
We've been together.
Quadrillan and I are in love. So we snuck off to a holodeck after totally wrecking Quadrillan's room. He's an eager lover.
Clean up after yourselves.
Leaving a mess is part of our kink.
I touched that!
You have been intimate with a cube?
Extremely.
Extremely.
Such beauty.
I want juice. Let's play hide and seek. Why does he have such a big head?
Do not give him juice.
Do not give him juice.
We will work together to forge the Treaty of Squa'aren.
That's me.
Squa'aren. Oh,
Oh, what is this? What do I do? I've been a parent for 5 minutes.
his nickname's going to be real interesting. Because you know she's going to give him one.
What happened? Did I have a lightning bolt in my eye?
Oh, yeah. And my report detailing the extremely unique procedure to remove it will be legendary. No way, f***o. My book club's meeting tonight. You gotta swing by. Just make sure to bring a pillow to sit on. Those cheeks are gonna be for days.
You got a nickname! F***o! Staying true to yourself is wrong. You gotta copy someone better!
No, that's not the lesson to take from this.
Tendy, no. Hilarious.
Tomorrow, you'll be reassigned to engineering. It's clearly where you belong. But first, you're spending the night in the brig.
What? But I saved everyone!
Yeah, you also lied and hid a bunch of evidence.
Yeah.
We are nothing alike. And guess what? I love the brig. This is my favorite place.
Yeah, you're right. We're totally different.
Is the picture still on the wall?
Being Cerritos strong means no more secrets. So, tell me about your Gramps. Did he smite?
Did he smite? Is he a smiter? All right, everybody, we just got done watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, Episode 6 of Gods and Angles. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, we just got done watching the 6th episode of the 5th season of Star Trek Lower Decks of Gods and Angles. Okay, so here's I know that they're spinning here a little bit and just trying to get us some more stuff. Introducing a character like Ollie in this kind of leg of the show is interesting. Devoting an entire episode to kind of getting to know a new character is interesting. I'm not saying I disliked it. I'm just saying I'm a little confused by it because even if they had known that they were going on for another season, it's weird to kind of introduce a character that seems to have at least a level of prominence equal to somebody like we could see again, like a Jet or like Jen before she left. So it's somebody that could definitely pop up again anytime we're in engineering with Billups. Of course, Rutherford's going to run into her if she's down there, working in engineering. So it's an interesting thing to bring somebody like that in right now and fail to focus on some of our other people. Like Talin came in as a basically a I don't know. Talin, his entire involvement in this episode was a scene segue. Like she was in there to, talk to Mariner and get Mariner bamfing while we waited for Ollie to show up. And that was pretty much the extent of Talin's contribution to the episode. Now, of course, I'm selfish. I'm a huge Talin fan. And I want to see her, actively involved in everything. And it's very strange. What do you all think? Because let's talk about just Talin for a second. She's been absent the last 2 episodes, I believe, maybe even more, but definitely 4 and 5 she was absent. And then this one, she had a very brief, almost like a cameo type of, one scene. And then I think we saw her in the background a couple times, and she made one other off comment, but it was very weird because in my mind, I thought they were gearing Talin to literally be the 5th member of, the Lower Decks group. But when you look at everybody, how much time is spent with everyone, with Boimler and with Beckett and Tendi and Rutherford, each had kind of the same level of kind of involvement. Talin is dramatically reduced. And that's strange to me because it didn't seem that way last season. I don't know if this is something that has to do with like the availability of the voice actor, but I think you all have told me that the voice actor actually it was a writer on the show. I forget. I can't look up anything because again, even though I'm caught up with this one, anytime I look up anything in Star Trek, there is usually something that refers to another series that gets me in trouble. So I just completely don't do it. I Google nothing Star Trek. And so, any questions that I have, I sort of have to just write them down and wait or hope that you all can say something. So I don't know what's going on there. If this is more of like an outside of the narrative type of problem, why she's not around, or this is a choice by the writers to kind of remove her a bit, which is strange to me because to my knowledge and what you all have told me, she's incredibly popular. It's a weird play, it's a weird kind of thing to do here to not have her at the forefront, or at the very least at the same level of involvement as Tendi and Rutherford. It's strange to me. The other thing is obviously the beveled data pad that the alt pad that Boimler took is going to become a major plot point. It already is, but it's become a major plot point now, not only for Boimler, but if we're to be believed with the last exchange that we had, Rutherford's now going to kind of be swept into this thing too. So again, it's going to result in something off. They made a big deal about saying that the universe that came from, or the alt reality where they came from, was just slightly off of ours. We don't know exactly what all the major changes were that made it just slightly off of ours, but a lot of people have always said, in Star Trek, and you all have told me, anytime somebody has, like an alt version has facial hair, it always harkens back to Mirror Mirror when Spock had the goatee and he's evil, or he's the mirror version of somebody. So the fact that we had Boimler with a beard lends me to believe that, and a lot of you have said it too, so this is not something that, I came up with on my own, but a lot of people said, is bearded Boimler evil? I mean, I don't know. I mean, we certainly don't know. He didn't appear that way. But again, why would he appear that way if he was like covertly evil? But again, it seems like an odd thing to build an entire season around. Now, again, if that's a seasonal plot, it's definitely like the seasonal, in my mind, it's the seasonal B plot, because I'm trying to, wrap my head around, we still have the anomalies, the time-space rifts and things that have been very prevalent in this sector, that they've been looking to try to figure out what's been going on with them, why are they appearing, what's happening. So that's our seasonal kind of A plot, like, the thread serialized throughout the season. And so the B plot has to be, the data pad, because it's the reference that keeps popping up, every couple episodes. We'll see some more kind of interaction with it. But it's weird because, I don't know, it just seems like such a strange way to go about this. And at the same time, I'll tell you what it actually makes me think of. This whole episode seems to me like they wanted to talk about the data pad, like get the data pad back out there and get it involved with the B plot with the Doc and Boimler trying, him trying to emulate bearded Boimler. to kind of remind us that that thing was still out there, that hey, by the way, the data pad's still in play. Okay. And then the entire A plot between the cubes and the spheres was, it was a vehicle to introduce us to Ollie. That was all it was. You know what I mean? Because if you think about what they actually did, it wasn't. I mean, now again, could they have something in the next couple episodes where the union or the cessation of hostilities between the two comes back to help them? Sure, absolutely. Or the new tractor beam thing that they learned comes back to help them. Sure, sure. Yeah, there's different plot points and story beats that you could carry from here. But it certainly seems like this entire thing was framed up because of the way that Ollie was introduced, that it was like, oh, this is a very important diplomatic meeting. Ollie, is a problem. Beckett's trying to fix her. And then, we get to, at the very end, we have this idea that Ollie's sort of like Beckett in that she's, kind of rebellious and whatnot, sort of, but not really like in the same vein as Beckett. It's a very weird thing to do. And when I say it's weird, it's mean I don't understand it, which means that could mean it could be brilliant, in the grand scheme of things, which I assume it is because this creative team is brilliant. It just seems like, I don't know. I think what it boils down to, and this is on me. This is absolutely on me. This is my burden that I'm carrying here. I know that this is the air quote announced last season of Lower Decks, and because of that, I don't say, I'm not going to use the royal us or whatever, the royal we. I want each and every episode to be incredibly poignant, to give us some major season-wide story beat or character, some kind of character reveal or character kind of come to Jesus moment, or when, like with Tendi, where we're like, she's done, and then Tendi is done. It's weird in that way that this episode really wasn't. It was just kind of a wheel spinning episode, with the exception of the only thing that you could think of. What could they refer back to in this episode that would make this episode very, not important, but pivotal maybe in the season? And the only thing I can think of is Ollie. We got a full range of what Ollie's powers are, backstory, problems and hangups, things like that. And then the Cuban sphere, cessation of hostilities. Beyond that, we didn't get, and then Boimler, of course, using the data pad as the B plot. I just don't think that the A plot is, to me, I'm trying to grasp with why the A plot was so significant in a season like this, where, I don't know. I'm spinning and bamfing here because I'm trying to figure out why you would use it. I'm sure they'll reveal it, but to me, brutally honest here, full disclosure, while I enjoyed the episode, I enjoy every episode of Lower Decks, this one seemed to be almost a filler for me. Not terrible to say. I shouldn't really say that because, I'm just blessed to be able to watch these episodes with all of you in real time, as opposed to watching them, after everybody has seen stuff. So it's, I don't know. I hesitate to say, and again, all my feelings, this is not like a universal, I believe it to be this way type of thing. I'm talking specifically about the way I feel about it. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in the episode because I enjoyed it. It was a good episode. It was fun. It was a fun, cute kind of episode with a couple ha-has and hee-hees in there. But me, as I'm thinking about it, knowing that we have 4 more left, I'm like, what did this do to help us? What did this do to help the season? What did this do to get us to what I want to be this grand ending? I need to get my head off of that. I need to stop thinking that this crew has to provide me with some kind of incredibly, wrapped up storyline with a bow on a silver platter. Here you go. And I'm, thank you. I knew it was coming all along. I need to stop that. And again, it's just, it's for me, and I think I'll end with this. I think what it is for me, it's a measure, as an audience member, it's a measure of desperation, because I desperately want to see certain things happen. And I'm not even sure what those certain things are. It's resolution for the characters. It's advancement of the characters. It's, I want to be able to feel when this is over, like, oh, wow, what a good tale, And I'm sure that I will. It's just this episode doesn't make me think, doesn't advance my feelings in a positive manner or a negative one. I just feel like we spun our wheels a bit. Isn't that terrible? Yeah, anywho, that's how I am. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with Lower Decks or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description, my friends. But all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, this is a tough one, friends. And I thought, you know what? What I think we should do is we should say goodbye from the room where we thought there was a cube murder, right? Quadrilon, I think it was his room. And we are the CSI type of team that Shaq sent in there to get any information after everybody stepped in our crime scene. And for whatever reason, we're all investigating the goo on the wall, only to realize an hour or two later exactly what that goo was. Friends, until we see the culmination and the continuation of this, the 5th season of Lower Decks, Vulcan roll. And I'll see you.